I have 7 children, and what I'm going to tell you is going to shock you. I would tell you right now just to get it over with, but I just can't do that. So if you actually want to listen, do. If not, well, you're going to miss out. I was raised in a family that was pro-medical field, just like everybody else. So when I was a little girl, up through when I got married, we did everything by the book of lies. Okay, we did it all. When I had my first baby, it was in 2005. Just like most people, I vaccinated her. Well, let me just say this. I vaccinated her. I had another one, vaccinated her. Had another little boy. And by this time, I was really tired and really not good about well visits, okay? Because I was stressed out with all the little toddlers and baby. So he got his first couple of rounds through his vaccinations. But by the time he was like 12 months old, I already had another baby. They were back to back. So this time though, I had learned some things about childhood, these things. And so I had talked to my husband and I said, I really don't want to do that. I just don't feel like we should do that. And my husband said, okay. Now, before she was born, I had my first 3 children who were all, they all got their childhood vaccines. If y'all are just wondering what I'm saying, just in case. The first 3 had so many ear infections, and that's all they got. They didn't get strep throat or anything, but they had so many sinus and ear infections that by the time they were a year old, and it was right before their first birthday, all 3 of them had tubes in their ears. Okay, all 3 of them. So when I was pregnant with my 4th, I said, oh, I wish this baby would just be born with tubes in its ears. I remember saying that because it's just like that. That changed everything. Once that baby got tubes, they were good to go. No more ear infections, and my life, got easier. Well, so I decided not to do that with her. I wasn't going to follow that routine. And she was born in February. So by the time, fall gets here, I'm thinking she's going to get a cold. I'm just thinking the normal stuff's going to happen. Note, I have never put them in school. I homeschool, and I stay home with them. And I don't actually really even do the homeschool thing. I am totally different than everybody that you will ever meet, pretty much. But I don't, they've never been in, daycare and stuff, okay? But they went out just like normal kids. We went and did things. So they got exposed to all the same germs, grocery store stuff. So it's not like just because the next part of my story does not matter, because the situation never changed. Okay. Molly is my 4th, and she, like I said, born in February. She got her first cold in later fall. And I was like, here we go. And mamas, what happens. They get a runny nose, and then a few days later, the fever. And you know what it is. So you just take the doctor. You go to the doctor, and you know that you're about to get on an antibiotic. Well, Molly had a runny nose for 2 days, and by the 3rd day, it was gone. Nothing else. And I was like, that's different. But I didn't think anything about it. I did, but I didn't connect anything. So then I don't remember how many times that she got sick again, but she never got an ear infection. So I had my 5th, and it was another girl. Same thing with her. No vaccines, no nothing. 6th, same thing, another girl. No vaccines, no nothing. And 7th, we had a boy. No none of that, obviously. Okay, so the situation, first 3 were, the last 4 weren't. And the thing that I wanted to share is that they have never gone to the doctor before. The last 4 have never been on an antibiotic before. They have never needed an antibiotic because they never have gotten an infection at all. They've never had any kind of ear infection, sinus infection, like strep. I mean, nothing. They've never had to go to the doctor because they were sick unless they had like needed for stitches, if they needed something that was an emergency. And that's happened before. We had stitches, but that was it. And so point is, the science experiment that I did not mean to have showed me the proof. The proof is that, I mean, and you would not know this unless you went through it. You would not know for sure. I was scared to death when I stopped doing that at the beginning because of what people had said. I mean, people were telling me that I was crazy and my dad even thought I was going to kill my kids. He told me that, like, later on. He thought that they were going to catch something and then not be able to fight it. But the truth is that was all a scam. It was all a scam to keep us really, really, really unhealthy. To keep us unhealthy, to keep us enslaved. And I'm telling you one thing. I have been in both worlds, okay? I have lived both sides of the coin in every situation, pretty much. And it's all a lie. Everything, there's no need for any of that. I have tried to tell people, you have to let parents do what they want to do, but most people are scared. And I just want to encourage you, if you still have babies and you do that, consider looking into it. Just look into it. And if you are pregnant, just look into it. You are going to have the most healthy children. My dad is a nurse, an RN, and he didn't even tell me this for years. He did not tell me. But he is now an anti-vaxxer. He said that it was me who changed his mind. It wasn't me who changed his mind. It was him seeing my children, and he said they are the most healthy children I've ever seen. He said, and I realized it took him a long time, but they never get sick. And like, they don't have a pediatrician because I can't take them to one. And why would I? There's no need. I know if they're sick or not. I can tell when something's wrong. We've been led down a path that makes us doubt our own instincts. And so there's anything that I can just give y'all encouragement to do not be afraid to do the hard things, because it is so worth it in the end.